Hello, I'm Jess from Pass. Welcome to Pass Presents. Today I'm joined by Gary, T&R's Sales and Commercial Director.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us today.
Good.
Today Gary's here to talk to us about the T&R TPT 9000 Transformer Polarity Tester. He's going to be walking us through its features, capabilities and applications. We hope you find this video interesting and informative. However, if we do miss anything, please feel free to leave questions in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe and share this video with anyone you think it might help. Before we start talking about the TPT 9000 specifically, could you give us a quick overview of what transformer polarity testers are?
So effectively, when you have a system, you'll have both VTs, voltage transformers, and you'll have CTs, current transformers, and they're directional. And if you had two facing that way and one facing that way, that would cause a problem when you're monitoring a system. The VTs and CTs invariably are part of the protection, so they're normally linked to your relays and they feed back from the relays or through the relays back to the circuit breaker and operating as a protective system to look after your plant.
So what do the testers do?
Literally all we're doing with that is looking at polarity. So the TPT stands for Transformer Polarity Tester. And what we're doing is we inject a signal in, and we see which one, which polarity the terminals are compared with the direction of the CT. And as I said, the core function of that is to make sure that all the CTs are installed in the same direction and there's not a reversal of one of those CTs in an installation.
And who would find this kind of tester useful?
Purely, it will be installation and commissioning engineers. And quite often they'll go on site, they'll have literally a bucket of CTs that they'll be pushing onto a system, and it allows them to quickly and easily, as I said, work out the polarity and make sure they're facing the right way.
Okay, so could you tell us about T&R's TPT 9000, please?
Yeah, so what happened is, as a young commissioning engineer, one of the very first things you do is you make yourself what we called a flick tester. And a flick tester was effectively just a little analog meter with a 9-volt battery, and when we flicked the battery, it either flicked left or right, and it gave us polarity. So the reason this exists is because those things made Heath Robinson by guys at home when they first start their apprenticeship are not allowed really to be used in the systems anymore. So this is a unit that was designed with that in mind. And we've kept it nice and simple. The whole thing about it is we have lights that light up and tell us exactly what's going on. On the back, we've got magnets so that we can literally connect it to a system. And one of the important things I felt was to have a proving unit just to prove that the unit works. Yeah. So when I put the proving unit in, I can easily see negative, positive, and if the wiring is incorrect, we can easily see that the wiring is incorrect. So it's a very, very simple, quick to use device, and that's what it's about. It's literally the commission engineer will have that in his toolbox, and it's a very quick way for him to establish both VTs and CTs. So, Jess, what I'll do is the easiest way, I'll show you how this works. So what we have on here, we have the primary side here and the secondary side here. So we'll randomly feed this through the CT. I haven't paid any attention to which way round that CT should go. I can pop that into there. We take our secondary positive, put it onto here, and secondary negative, like so. We click that onto the output. So we're feeding a current through the primary and we're looking at how it comes back through the secondary. And if we look on here, we can see that's correct. So I've got that. That's telling me that if I put my feed is going through there like so, and the polarity is positive here, negative here. If I inadvertently have a problem with the wiring, for example, I've forgotten to put the leads in, what I get is a little light there that tells me. And the unit's been designed to give us around about 1,000 presses of the button before you'll need to change or worry about changing the batteries. But here we have a battery light that will display if you need to change the batteries.
very easy to use.
Yeah, absolutely. It was designed with that in mind.
So what would you say sets the TPT 9000 apart from other polarity testers on the market?
As far as I'm aware, there's not anybody else that's making another polarity tester commercially. As I said, it's one of the things I think nobody's really made one, because as apprentices, we all made our little homemade flick test set. And a friend of mine that one of the boards in the UK pointed out to me the fact that they're not allowed to use those anymore. They have to use authorised tools that are CE or UKCA marked. So that's the reason for us producing this product.
So what kind of systems can they be used to check? Is it high voltage, low voltage, medium voltage?
It's any of the systems that would utilise a CT. So as I said, a CT is one of those, and it could be this small, it could be that large. Alternatively, it could be a voltage transformer. They look a little bit different, but they still have a direction. And literally all we're concerned with is if we put the wire through that way, which one of them is now positive. Now, in a case like this one here, you can see it actually is labelled up S1, S2, so it's very easy to do. But very often, particularly in the old days, you'd literally have a hand-wound coil around a magnet, and with two terminals at the top, you'd pass your cable through and you wouldn't know which one was which. So that's where these come in. And as I said, because of the nature of the fact that once this is installed, it's not going to accidentally be turned around, because it'll have the buzz bar going through here. Yeah. And once it's in there, there's nowhere for it to go. So this unit really is a commissioning tool. Yeah. It's not an ongoing testing tool. But by the same token, if you've got somebody on a bench with a bucket of CTs, they could use that to label up their CTs.
Good. So electrical testing can be a bit risky. So what safety features does the T&R TPT 9000 include?
There's a number of features that we've built into the unit, and some that are done by the leads. Obviously, the whole point about this unit, it's a commissioning tool. So in theory, it will be used dead. So in theory, it shouldn't be any kind of issue. But unfortunately, the theory and reality of life out in a substation can be quite different. So the first thing, as I said earlier, we have got in here 500 milliamp quick blow fuses to protect the user. So obviously, when you connect that up, that will be connected as a crocodile clip. And if they had connected something live and something went wrong, that's the first level of protection. Yeah. In addition to that, what you have is a microchip controller inside the unit. And obviously, if the microchip controller saw something live, it actually does disconnect the circuit internally in addition to the fuse leads anyway. So everything has kind of been taken care of from that point of view.
Great. And so is there anything else you want us to know about the TPT 9000?
Well, the interesting facts is the fact that, as I say, this was designed by somebody that's been doing a lot of commissioning in the past. So with that in mind, we knew that the first thing is where you're going to hang the unit. So the unit has two magnets at the back, so you can connect it to the switchgear. And the other one, which again I did mention, but is the fact that we have got a proving unit for the unit. So it's a self-contained unit that once it's purchased, it won't really need maintenance or calibration as such. Some companies will have a thing where they might want to certify it, but the bottom line being is we have everything in the unit that you're going to need to be able to use it effectively. It comes with the lead sets, and in the lead sets we put these very small crocodile clips, but these are standard 4mm terminations, so you can put any accessory that you might want to put into these lead sets that you may need. So the unit is a very simple, well thought out device.
And if you were to sum it up in 3 words, what would they be?
Easy to test.
Great. Excellent. Thank you for speaking with us today. I hope you found that interesting and informative. As ever, if we did miss anything, please leave questions in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe and share this video with anyone you think it might help. Please look out for future episodes with Gary about T&R's other best-selling instruments. And remember, you can find all information about T&R's TPT 9000 Transformer Polarity Tester on our website, www.tester.co.uk.